everyone, I'm Professor Meenakshi Singh. Today I'm going to take the session on business economics. As this is the first session of the business economics, I'm going to cover all the basics of the business economics. So let's start. In life, everyone wants an infinite number of things, but we only have finite resources to acquire what we want. Maintaining an efficient balance between these unlimited wants and limited resources is what business economics deals with. Therefore, understanding the meaning of business economics is extremely crucial. But when we are talking about business economics, we consider the need of a bigger entity, for example, a nation, a firm, organization, etc. What is the mean of business economics? To understand the meaning of business economics, we can think of business economics as the integration of two major concepts. The first is economic theory and the second is business practices. It helps in making the business decision based on the analytical tools of economic theory and best suited business policies defined within the business practices. So, what is the nature of business economics? For a layman, the economic world is a complex place. Usually, economic theories are simple and hypothetical in nature. Hence, most managers find a difference between the proposition of these theories and the real economic world. This is where business economics steps in. It enables the application of the economic logic and analytical tools and attempt to bridge the gap between theory and practices. Before we start to study the nature of business economics, it is important to understand that economics is broadly divided into two major parts, which are microeconomics and the macroeconomics. Microeconomics is the study of the way individual units make decisions regarding the efficient allocation of their scarce resources. Also, these individual units are consumers as firms. In microeconomics, the focus is on a small number of units rather than all units combined. Further, it does not give as a picture of a happening in the wider economic environment. This study includes few factors, which are the first, product pricing, next, consumer behavior, factor pricing, the economic condition of a section of people, the behavior of a firm, and the location of the industry. If we talk about the macroeconomics, this is the study of behavior of large economic aggregates like overall output level, total consumption, etc. The study also includes the shift of these aggregates over time. Therefore, macroeconomics analyze the overall economic condition, which are an overall effect of millions of decisions made by different firms and consumers. And macroeconomics also include few factors as national income and national output, the general level, price level and interest rates. The next is the balance, a balance of trade and balance of payment. Next, the external value of currency, the overall level of savings and investment, and level of employment and rate of economic growth. If you're talking about the scope of business economics, so business economics cover most of the problem that a manager or establishment faces. Hence, the scope of business economics is wide since a firm can face internal or operational as well as external or environmental issues. There are different economic theories applicable to them. Microeconomics helps with internal or operational issues, where macroeconomics is applied to external or environmental issues. The scope of business economics we can discuss as the microeconomics applied to operational issues, like as the name suggests, internal or operational issues are issues that arises within a firm and are within the control of the management. It is with the scope of business economics to analyze this. Further, a few examples of such issues are choice of business, size of business, product design, pricing, promotion for sales, technology and choices, or etc. Right? There is a lot of the example we can consider here. Most firms can deal with these using the following microeconomics theories under the scope of business economics. Like the first point is analyzing demand and forecasting. The analyzing demand is all about understanding buying behavior. It studies the preference of consumers along with the effect of change in the determinants of the demand. Also, these determinants include the price of the goods, consumers' income, taste and preference, etc. Forecasting demand is a technique used to predict the future demand for a good and or service. Further, this prediction is based on the past behavior of the factor which affect the demand. This is important for all the firms as accurate predictions help them produce the required quantities of goods at the right time. Further, it gives them enough time to arrange various factors of production in advance like raw material, labor, equipment, etc. Business economics offers scientific tools which assist in forecasting the demand. Now the next point is production and cost analysis. A business economist has the following responsibility with regards to the production. The first is decide on the optimum size of the output based on the objective of the firm. Second is also ensure that the firm does not incur any undue cost. So by production analysis, the firm can choose the appropriate technology, offering a technically efficient way of production the output. Cost analysis, on the other hand, enables the firm to identify the behavior of cost when factors like output, time period, and the size of plant change. Further, by using both these analyses, a firm can maximize profit by producing optimum output at the least possible cost. Third point include inventory management. Firm can use certain rules to reduce cost associated with maintaining inventory in the form of raw materials, work in progress and finished goods. Further, it is important to understand that the inventory policies affect the profitability of the firm. Hence, economists use methods like the ABC analysis and mathematical models and forecasting models to help the firm in maintaining an optimum stock of inventories. Fourth point includes market structure and the pricing policy. Any firm need to know about the nature and extent of the competition in the market. A thorough analysis of the market structure provides this information. So with the help of this, firm command a certain ability to determine prices in the market. Also, this information help firm create strategies for market management under the given competitive conditions. And the price theory, on the other hand, help the firm in understanding how prices are determined under different kind of market conditions. And also it assists the firm in creating pricing policies. Fifth point is the resource allocation. In business economics, we use advanced tools like linear programming to create the best course of action for an optimal utilization of available resources. The sixth point include theory of capital and investment decisions. Among other decisions, a firm must carefully evaluate its investment decision and allocate its capital sensibly. Various theories pertaining to capital and investment offer scientific criteria for choosing investment project. These theories also help the firm in assessing the efficiency of capital. Business economics assists the decision making process when the firm need to decide between competing use of the funds. Next is profit analysis. Profit depend on many factors like changing price, market conditions, etc. The profit theories help firm in measuring and managing profits under such uncertain conditions. So they help us to in planning for the future profits. Next point is risk and uncertainty analysis. Most business operate under a certain amount of risk and uncertainty, and it also analyzing these risk and uncertainty can help firm in making efficient decisions and the formulating plans. If we talk about the macroeconomics applied to environmental issues, so external or environmental factors have a measurable impact on the performance of the business. The major macroeconomic factors are the type of economic system, what type of the economic system, whether it's a capitalist, whether it's a socialist, or whether it's a mixed economy. Next is a stage of the business cycle, and next general trend in national income, employment, price, saving and investment. Next is the government economic policies. What type of the policies government is prospecting for their people. And next is the performance of the financial sector and the capital market. The next point is social economic organization, social and political environment. So all these are the factors which are important and which are come under the microeconomics, which we call as a environmental issues in macro, which are very helpful if we are getting or having the knowledge about all these factors, so we can take the decision for our business or the firm or organization very easily. The management of a firm has no control over all these factors, right? So therefore it is important that the firm fine tunes its policies to minimize the adverse effect of these factors. Now there are some uh, problems in an economy. So what are the basic problems of an economy? We are going to discuss that. If there is a central economic problem that is present across all countries without any exception, then it is problem of scarcity. This problem arises because the resources of all type are limited and have alternative uses. If the resources were unlimited, or if a resources only had one single use, then the economic problem would probably not arise. However, be it natural productive resource or a man-made capital or consumer goods or money or time, scarcity of resources is the central problem. This central problem gives rises to four basic problems of an economy. So the central economic problem of scarcity of the resources is broken down into four basic problems of an economy. Let's look at each of them separately. First basic problem of an economy is what to produce. What does a society do when the resources are limited? It decides what good or service it want to produce. Further, it also determines the quantity required. For example, should we produce more guns or more butter? Do we opt for capital good like machines, equipment, etc., or consumer good like cell phone, etc.? While it sounds elementary, society must decide the type and quantity of every single good or service to be produced. The next economic problem is how to produce. The production of a good is possible by various methods. For example, you can produce cotton cloth using hand looms, power looms or automatic looms. While hand looms require more labor, automatic looms need higher power and capital investment. Hence, society must choose between the techniques to produce the commodity. Similarly, for all goods and services, similar decisions are necessary. Further, the choice depends on the availability of the different factor of production and their prices. Usually, a society opts for a technique that optimally utilizes its available resources. The third problem is for whom to produce. Think about it. Can a society satisfy each and every human wants? Certainly not. Therefore, it has to decide on who gets what share of the total output of goods and services produced. In other words, society decides on the distribution of the goods and services among the member of the society. Our fourth problem is what provision should be made for economic growth. Can a society use all its resources for current consumption? Yes, it can. However, it is not likely to do so. The reason is simple. If a society uses all its resources for current consumption, then its production capacity would never increase. Therefore, the standard of living and the income of a member of the society will remain constant. Subsequently, in the further, the standard of the living will decline. Hence, society must decide on the part of the resource that it want to save for future progress. Now, the business economics gives information about the element that affect the production efficiency of resources. It helps to examine economic issues for selecting the best course of action from all the one available. This course of action directly influences the performance of a business. So it is important to make a sound decision. This brings us to our next vital point, which is a decision making. Decision making in business allocation of resources is very crucial task, and there are always several alternative present. Now evaluating all the alternative based on the information collected and choosing the most efficient one is nothing but decision making. An economic issue becomes more complex because it is based on political and social issues as well. Making a decision is again challenging because we make a decision on the basis of known exact knowledge with an uncertain future. In such cases, the best that we can do from our side is making the management to acquire the data known as accurately as possible. For this, management need to be provided with precise tool exact analytical methodologies, as redressing the management is also a part of decision making. So business economics is also called as a managerial economics. So this was all about the basics of business economics. In my next session, which will be on the demand analysis, we'll catch you. Thank you so much.